Hello guys and welcome back to Excelsior Academy. So here I am taking lecture 5 from the Cooper summary series for cell signaling 8th edition. So in this topic today we are going to talk about the tyrosine kinases and the signaling. In the previous lecture we talked about GPCR. If you remember, we talked about the G protein as well as how the levels of CAMP as the secondary messenger, it is going to affect the cell signaling cascade, right? So in this lecture, we are going to talk about the tyrosine kinases and what are the different types of the signaling. Okay. So tyrosine kinase, so we know that by the name it's a kinase, matlab kya? It is going to add the phosphate group to the substrate protein, right? So in tyrosine kinases, signaling pathways are involved in control of animal cell growth and the differentiation. So mainly tyrosine kinases are seen in the case of cell growth and the differentiations of the cells. Indeed, the first tyrosine kinase was discovered during studies of the oncogenic protein of Rous sarcoma virus, directly linking tyrosine phosphorylation to the abnormal growth of the cancer cells. So guys, अब यहाँ से cell signaling से you will see that any mistake which is happening in the pathway, ultimately it is going to lead to the growth of the cancer cells. ठीक है? Like for example, like when we study about the DNA repair mechanism or the damages which is happening to the DNA, at that level also, if one mistake which is going unrepaired, then what happens? Again, it is leading to the cancer only. It is very rarely that the cell will undergo apoptosis. That is the normal condition. जब भी कोई cell अपना काम करना छोड़ देता है, it has to undergo apoptosis so that it doesn't become nuisance to the nearby cells. But unfortunately, because of the new lifestyle and the habit what we are following, राइट अभी क्या हो रहा है, कोई भी मिस्टेक हो रहा है, कोई भी जीन म्यूटेट हो रहा है, एंड देर इज अ मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन ऑल्सो दैट इफ particular cell accumulates around 5 mutations, minimum 5 mutations, okay, then it is said that the cell will undergo and will become cancer. ठीक है, आप ये याद कर सकते हैं. Even I was working once to generate a mathematical model on the cancer evolution, like why it has evolved and why the nature has selected. So it was kind of evolutionary based. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. In maybe in another video, I can talk about it. Okay, so many of the drugs currently being developed as new cancer treatments are the inhibitors of tyrosine kinases or their downstream signaling pathways. So, koi sa bhi signaling ho, so we know that many proteins are involved. Either you can target the first protein which is involved in the cell signaling, or you can target the downstream proteins. ठीक है? और target करना क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे inhibit करना हुआ है, so that the signal is not completed and hence the cancer cells are not able to proliferate. ठीक है? Okay, so there are two types of tyrosine kinases. एक हो गया है आपका receptor based, ठीक है, and the other one is the non-receptor. So now we are going to talk about the receptor based first. So the receptor tyrosine kinases include receptors for most polypeptide growth factors, establishing tyrosine phosphorylation as a key signaling mechanism in response of cells to growth factor stimulation. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है? On over here, this part, ठीक है, जो extracellular जो present है, it is going to have the ligand binding domain. The human genome encodes around 58 receptor tyrosine kinases, which includes receptors for EGF, NGF, PDGF, insulin, etc. And all these receptors, they have got the common structural organization, यानी कि N terminal बाहर, then you have got the alpha helix which is in the transmembrane region and the cytosolic C domain. ठीक है? Now this cytosolic C domain has got the tyrosine kinase activity. Okay. इतना आपको याद रखना है that N terminal has got the ligand binding and C terminal has got the tyrosine activity, tyrosine kinase activity. Now the binding of ligands to the extracellular domains of these receptors, it is going to activate the cytosolic domains. Now what will happen when the cytosolic kinase domains gets activated? Of course the kinase is going to phosphorylate, right? So in this case, phosphorylation of both the receptors themselves and intracellular target proteins, and hence they propagate the signal which is initiated by the growth factor binding. Okay. Now the first step is in the signaling is that the moment ligand binds, okay, it causes the receptor dimerization. जो भी हमने देखा यहाँ पे एक था, यहाँ पे दूसरा था. So what happens? The moment ligand binds, it going to dimerize. So some growth factors such as PDGF, NGF, this is for neural, and this is platelet derived growth factor. So these two growth factors are themselves dimers consisting of two identical polypeptide chains. Okay? So these growth factors can induce dimerization by simultaneously binding to two different receptor molecules. So already a dimer रहते हैं, so they can bind to the two different receptor tyrosine kinase. Now we have got the other growth factors also, जैसे कि EGF, epidermal growth factor. So they are monomers, but again they lead to receptor dimerization as a result of inducing conformational change that promote protein-protein interactions between different receptor polypeptides. Okay, so let's see the figure over here. As I said, जितना ज़्यादा figure से पढ़ोगे उतना ज़्यादा clear होगा. So ये figure अभी हमने देखा ही, so that ligand is going to bind over here and it is going to activate the cytosolic tyrosine kinase domain. ठीक है? Now what happens is that growth factor comes, so in this case it is a dimer. So you can see that how beautifully the two receptor comes together and they also get dimerized. Now once they get dimerized, this is going to activate your cytosolic kinase domain and it is going to phosphorylate. तो ये वाला इसको phosphorylate करेगा, ये वाला इसको phosphorylate करेगा. ठीक है? Now, ligand-induced dimerization then leads to autophosphorylation of the receptor, as the dimerized polypeptide chains cross-phosphorylate one another. ठीक है? So, like as just now I have showed you, एक cytosolic tyrosine kinase domain है, it is going to phosphorylate the other one and the vice versa. Now, such autophosphorylation, they play important role in the signaling. ठीक है? First, phosphorylation of tyrosine residues within the catalytic domain increases protein kinase activity. Okay. तो फर्स्ट क्या हुआ, आपने फॉस्फोराइलेट किया, टायरोसिन काइनेज एक्टिविटी डोमेन आपकी बढ़ गई है. अब इससे फायदा क्या है, बिकॉज it's not that only the receptor should get phosphorylated, it is going to phosphorylate the other downstream signaling proteins also, and that is the important step. Second, the phosphorylation of tyrosine residues outside of the catalytic domain, it is going to create a specific binding sites for the additional proteins so that it can activate the downstreams of the receptors. So the association of these downstream signaling molecules with receptor tyrosine kinase activity is mediated by the protein domains that bind to specific phosphotyrosine containing peptides. And what are those domains called? They are the SH2 domains. For the SRC homology 2. ठीक है, ये आपको याद रखना है. एंड फर्स्ट एग्जांपल जो इसमें था वो है रोज सार्कोमा वायरस का. ठीक है, ओके. सो लुक एट द फिगर ओवर हियर. As soon as the growth factor goes and binds, ठीक है, as it is binding, what happens, the receptor is getting dimerized. When it is getting dimerized, the tyrosine kinase domain is getting activated and it is going to phosphorylate the opposite receptor molecules. Now, once they get phosphorylated, you can see that there is a conformational change. Now, this conformational change is good. क्यों? क्योंकि SH2 domain, okay, they are going to come and bind to these tyrosine domain. Now, once they get bound to this, then it is going to activate the other downstream proteins. ठीक है? Guys, please remember, एक example like याद रख लीजिए, यहाँ पे SH2 domain की बात कर रहे हैं, where SH2 domain stands for the SRC homology 2. ठीक है? Now, so that was all about the receptor tyrosine kinase. Now we are going to discuss about the non-receptor tyrosine kinase. So rather than possessing intrinsic enzymatic activity, many receptors, they act by stimulating the intracellular tyrosine kinases, now which are non-covalently associated. अभी हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Which is not bound to the membrane. तो लास्ट में आपने क्या देखा कि प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन में बाउंड था आपका टायरोसिन काइनेज. This time it is not bound. Okay, it is non-covalently associated. For example, the cytokine receptor superfamily. Are very good example of non-receptor tyrosine kinase. So the cytokine receptors, they contain N-terminal extracellular ligand binding domains, single transmembrane alpha helices and C-terminal cytosolic domains. ठीक है? Now, अंतर क्या है? They are also having the N-terminal alpha helices and the C-terminal. Now, what is the difference with the receptor and non-receptor is that the cytosolic domains of the cytokine receptors are devoid of any known catalytic activity. It means what? It does not have any kinase activity. ठीक है? Instead, the cytokine receptor function in association with the non-receptor tyrosine kinases, which are activated as a result of ligand binding. थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है, राइट? See, look at the figure over here. The first step is again here. For example, this is your cytokine receptor. So it is a ligand-induced receptor dimerization and cross-phosphorylation of the associated non-receptor tyrosine kinases. So you can see that यहाँ पे एक receptor है आपका cytokine का, ठीक है? अब cytokine when it goes and binds with receptor, it is again inducing the conformational change, यानी कि dimerization वहाँ पे भी हो रहा है. But instead of having a cytosolic tyrosine kinase domain, which is not present in the case of cytokine receptor, we have got the non-receptor tyrosine kinase. ठीक है? तो जैसे ही dimerization होगा, there the cross phosphorylation will happen. यानी कि ये tyrosine kinase इसको phosphorylate करेगा and vice versa. ठीक है? And they also phosphorylate the receptor. Getting the point over here? Okay. So these activated kinases then phosphorylate the receptor, providing the phosphotyrosine binding sites for the recruitment of the downstream signaling molecules, which is going to have the SH2 domains. अब क्या है? The moment non-receptor tyrosine kinase have added the phosphate group to the cytosolic side of the receptor, now it is going to recruit the downstream proteins. Okay. Now, in this case, in the case of cytokine receptor, we have got Janus kinase family proteins which are recruited. Okay. Okay, so the key targets of the JAK kinases are the STAT proteins, where STAT stands for the signaler transducers and activators of the transcription. So guys, you must have talked about the JAK-STAT pathway. So this is what we are learning right now. That is your JAK-STAT pathway. JAK stands for the Janus kinase. Now, the STAT proteins are inactive in the unstimulated cells where they are localized to the cytoplasm. So, okay, localized to the cytoplasm. So once they get phosphorylated, then they get activated and then they enter the nucleus. Okay, okay, let's see the entire pathway. So cytokine comes and binds to the receptor. It causes the dimerization of the receptor and the non-receptor tyrosine kinase. Okay, in this case, it is the Janus kinase. It gets activated and it is going to phosphorylate the cytosolic domains. Right now, this will recruit these STAT proteins. Once STAT proteins are recruited, it can also phosphorylate the STAT proteins. So once this STAT proteins are phosphorylated, they get dimerized. Now, after getting dimerization, they enter the nucleus and where they are going to regulate the gene expression. ठीक है? Simple. बस इतना pathway आप याद रखेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा रहेगा, बहुत easy रहेगा, and you will be able to answer any kind of questions which is related to JAK-STAT pathway. ठीक है, guys? Okay. So the another example of non-receptor tyrosine kinases, they also belong to the SRC family, and these SRC family play important roles in the cytokine receptor kinase, antigen receptors on B and T lymphocytes, etc. For example, integrins. So we know what are integrins, right? आपने immunology में भी पढ़ा ही होगा, cell adhesion में भी पढ़ा ही होगा आपने. So the integrins are the major receptor responsible for the attachment of the cells to the extracellular matrix. Cells which is attached to the extracellular matrix. Now, why integrins are important? Because it is responsible for keeping the cells, adhered to the in one place. Like it is attached to the extracellular matrix so that it doesn't move from here to there. Okay, so integrins, they also serve as receptors that activate intracellular signaling pathways. Thereby, integrins are actually controlling the cell movement and the other aspects of cell behavior like proliferation and survival. Okay. So the one mode of signaling downstream of integrins involves activation of non-receptor tyrosine kinase called FAK, that is focal adhesion kinase. अभी हमने किसके बारे में पढ़ा? JAK-STAT pathway के बारे में पढ़ा. Now this is something related to the JAK-STAT pathway only. So here instead of JAK we have got the FAK, that is your focal adhesion kinase. ठीक है? Now, of course, from the name itself, it is clear that it is localized to the focal adhesions and rapidly becomes tyrosine phosphorylated following the binding of integrins to the extracellular matrix components. Now, what happens is that once the FAKs are getting activated by the autophosphorylation, it is going to cluster the integrins. Okay? So, autophosphorylation of FAK creates docking sites for the signaling molecules containing SH2 domains, which is belonging to the SRC family, and rest all is similar like what we have studied just now about the cytokine receptors. ठीक है? तो अभी यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? you have got the FAC present over here. Integrins are there, which is making association with the extracellular matrix, right? So what is happening? They get the cluster and then it is going to activate the FAC molecule. Now what are FAC? FAC are nothing but your non-receptor tyrosine kinase. So ये क्या करेंगे? आपस में एक दूसरे को phosphorylate करेंगे, ठीक है? Now after they get phosphorylated, the SRC proteins then comes and binds. Okay, and then FAC is going to phosphorylate. Now this is acting as the binding sites for the downstream signaling molecules, and this is how it is going to carry out the further signaling cascade with the help of the SRC molecules. Okay. So guys, that's all about the non-receptor tyrosine kinase. It is important that you understand the difference between the receptor and the non-receptor tyrosine kinase, because this is, otherwise it will be very confusing for you to remember the JAK-STAT pathway and FAC associated, etc. ठीक है. So इसके बाद अगर कोई क्वेश्चन मुझे मिलता है तो मैं आपके सामने लाऊंगी which is related to the JAK-STAT or FAC, because what happens is that guys, like when you go for the interviews and all, the interview panel people are going to ask कि आपका favorite field कौन सा, आपका favorite subject कौन सा है, because ऐसा नहीं कि वो randomly कुछ भी पूछेंगे, वो आपसे पूछेंगे कि आपको कौन सा subject में आप thorough है, हम उसमें से सवाल पूछेंगे. So if you say cell biology, ठीक है, if you say cell biology, so of course they are going to talk about the signaling, etc. Now by chance they talk about JAK-STAT pathway कि एक molecule गायब है या introduce किया है, so how it is going to affect the pathway. To give that answer, you should remember the pathway. ठीक है. So that is how it becomes easy for you to give the answers. Anyways, keep practicing, keep listening to the lectures, and yeah, take care.